Today we have the opportunity to hear from Christopher Hubner, who is the Assistant Director of the Associate Institutes Incorporated at the XRWC, as well as Liana. With that being said, I'll pass the mic on over to Chris and Liana, and we'll start our presentation. So Chris, we'll start with you.
All right, thanks, Marvin. Again, I'm the Assistant Director at the Rec Center, and then Liana, you want to go ahead and say hi?
Hi, I'm Liana. I'm the Membership Services and Outreach Coordinator at the Rec Center.
So today we're going to take you through a little bit about what's going on at the Rec Center for just in general, and then in the fall as far as our programs and events. And so Marvin's going to help us out with a quick video because the video might be more exciting than us. All right, now we're just going to expand on everything else, and Liana will take us from here.
Alrighty, so hopefully you enjoyed our video. That takes you a little bit into our space virtually. And we, as we mentioned, we're the Student Recreation and Wellness Center. We are a 126,000 square foot building, so we are very large, have lots of space for all the students. We opened in August of 2010, so coming up on 12 years. It's open to all CSULB students, staff, faculty, alumni, and then affiliates as well. We have 3 gyms that can be played basketball on. They're also convertible. We also have a multi-activity court gym, which is where most of our intramural leagues take place. We have an indoor jogging track, as you saw in the video. Tons of square feet of weighted equipment and cardio equipment, 2 racquetball courts. One is transformable to be a squash court. We have 3 fitness rooms, which host our group exercise classes, but can also be used outside of group exercise classes for just personal use when nothing's happening in there. Our climbing wall is 25 feet high. There's tons of routes, I believe like over 60 different routes on the wall. We also have our pool outside. We have more of like a lap lane area, and then more recreational activity for people who are just looking to lounge in the pool. And in our outdoor space, we also have a sand volleyball court, which comes with some synthetic sand so your feet won't get burned. And then Beach Balance is our wellness little hub where we offer all things massage, nutrition, tons of services. And then our functional workout area, which you did not see in the video, it's newly renovated, and that's one of our most popular spaces as of now. And then we do offer tours of the Student Recreation and Wellness Center. So if you ever are on campus or would like to come to campus to physically see inside, you can stop by the front desk. Our staff will take you through the building. We also have an option for a virtual tour if you aren't able to make it or prefer to stay home. You can schedule an appointment via the link that's also available on the website to schedule that tour.
Great. So there's several departments that exist within the SRWC to help kind of run everything. We obviously have Liana, which runs our membership portion of everything. And so that's community outreach, where we do tabling and just getting our students involved on campus. We have entrance passes. And one thing that's exciting about you guys is, since you guys are parents of students, you are now affiliates. And we can actually have you guys come to the facility as well, and you guys can utilize the resources that exist within our facility and all of the programs and events. Other things that we have is locker rentals, and that's run through membership. Within our fitness and wellness departments, we have group exercise classes. We do have instructional classes for a little bit additional money for that individualized attention. We have personal training, exercise testing, and then we have a beach balance, which is our wellness hub, which is in the SRBC and the USU. Like Liana said, we do have massage that takes place there. In the SRBC, it takes place by hand, and then over at the USU, we have massage chairs for your students or for you. We have our facility operations side of the house, which helps with facility rentals. So if a student group wants to utilize some of the space within our facility, they can go through the facility operations side. We have a rock and outdoor adventure program, which consists of the indoor climbing wall, running of the outdoor adventure trips, and then outdoor gear rentals. And then our rec sports department runs intramural and then esports. We also have inclusive recreation that operates out of there, and we have a pro shop that can sell people items such as sunscreen or sunglasses. And then we have equipment rental or equipment checkout, which is all the free items that you can use in the SWC to be able to do things like volleyball or basketball. And then our aquatics department is obviously the aquatics center. And then we have a bunch of safety classes that actually operate out of our aquatic department. All right. And so let's go ahead and open these up a little bit more. We're going to talk about some of the programs that exist kind of in those territories. So within our fitness and wellness department, we have Group X. Some example of those is Wonderball, HIIT, yoga, every single type of yoga you can imagine, from gentle yoga to yoga for mindfulness. Leona, do you know all the other yogas that we have?
We offer power and flow yoga as well.
Yeah, so anything you can imagine, we pretty much have it. We have spin, Pilates, Zumba, body sculpt. For our instructional classes, we have TRX Mix, Pilates Reformer, LB49, and then Boxing 101. Within our service that we offer, we have personal training. And actually, this is a little secret, there's 2 free sessions. One is a gym orientation and one is assessment. So definitely take advantage of that resource. We have massage therapy, so just a little bit of extra money for some hands-on massage or free massage over the student union. Nutrition counseling, which is also free. And then we have self-assessment tools for your students to utilize or for you. We also have drop-in wellness that your students can participate in at both of our facilities, and that could be participating in our art therapy days, hammocks, chair massage, and then just foam rolling items. So we just put a whole bunch of things in our wellness area for your students to be able to utilize to be able to work on that holistic aspect of wellness. We have tons of special events related to wellness, such as Meal Prep 101, Paint and Sips, Spa Night by the Water, Meditation and Machada, Plant to Plant, and just other wellness workshops that will help benefit your students and help them get through this semester, not just being too stressed on academics. So let's go ahead and go to our next department. So within our rec sports, we have intramural leagues. This fall, we're going to have basketball, indoor and outdoor sand volleyball. We'll have indoor and outdoor soccer and flag football. For tournaments, we have our esports tournaments, which is Super Mario Smash, Valorant, FIFA, and we have ping pong, badminton, pickleball for our tournaments that will be in person. And we have a couple of challenges that we do, such as 3-point shootout or run club. And then we have the adaptive, or we have the inclusive side that is also run out of our rec sports department. And that consists of all the inclusive and adaptive equipment in the facility, and also includes some of our events, such as our Inclusive Expo, our Dart Climb, and then a beat ball event that we're going to have in the fall. And in aquatics, we have a bunch of certifications, both American Heart Association and the, what's the other one, Liana? American Heart and Red Cross.
Red Cross.
Thank you. So that's CPR, AED, first aid, basic life support, and lifeguarding. Some of your students might be like nursing majors and can get those certifications through us, or might be required through by employment. and can get those certifications through us as well. We have swim classes, which is group swim and private swim classes, and then a lot of other special events such as swim in a shape. And then during the Halloween time, we'll have trunk or treat at the pool, which will be a little bit larger of an event. The next department, rock and outdoor adventure, a bunch of free climbing classes take place within our rock climbing wall. So we'll have intro to movement, belay basics, which is more like the technical skills or the hands-on things behind rock climbing, and then learning to lead is just more of an advanced class. All of those are free, and our climbing wall is also free to utilize as well during the hours of operation. We have overnight trips, which cost a little bit more or have a little bit of a cost, but we cover everything. I used to say we would cover everything except for students' clothing, but now we have clothing. So we have jackets, hiking boots, and other odds and ends for students. So we provided all food, transportation, and all of that. And so we do have a little list of our trips that are happening this fall, but everything really ranges from rock climbing, backpacking, paddleboarding, surfing to hiking trips. And then we also have other events and challenges such as Friday night game night, Hammock Town. We have gobble games, which is during Thanksgiving, and then our Mile High Challenge, which is getting your students motivated to climb the rock climbing wall 211 times. So let's roll over to the next one. And then at the rec center, we all work together for some of our larger scale events. So one of the ones that I'm very excited about coming up is Rec Fest, and that's happening on September 1st from 5 to 7 out in front of the rec center. So this is a carnival themed event where we'll have a bunch of things happening. So make sure that your students come see us then. A lot of prizes, a lot of food, just a lot of fun in general. And then during the semester, we have events such as Women and Ally Night, Love Your Body Week, SRWC Combine, Night of Relaxation, and then one of our larger things, which is Owen's Conditions for Tuition, which Leanna is going to talk about in our next slide.
So Owen's Condition for Tuition is one of our biggest programs that we offer at the Student Recreation and Wellness Center, as it encompasses everything in here, all departments. So this is something that all currently enrolled students are eligible to participate in. It's free, you just have to sign up. So unfortunately, a lot of students think that by entering the facility, that automatically signs them up. But there is a physical step that you do have to go to our front desk and scan to get your name on the list and be signed up for the program. So there is an actual sign up involved. And what the program entails is redeeming 50 points throughout the academic year. So on the first day of the semester is when the program opens up, and they have all throughout the fall, even throughout the winter if they are, in town, and then throughout the spring semester to complete 50 different visits to the Student Recreation and Wellness Center. And so each visit equals 1 point. The visit has to be a minimum of 30 minutes long, but they're open to do anything wellness related in the facility. So it doesn't necessarily mean they have to come in and sweat and do a workout. They can come in and go stretch and beach balance and use the foam rollers or meditate for 30 minutes. It's really open to the students, whatever they want to do to practice their wellness for 30 minutes. And then after, they would go to the front to scan their point and be, in the continuation to get down to 0. And so there's a lot of incentives for joining the program. Aside from the internal incentives and the wellness benefits you reap, we do offer prizes. So for any student who finishes halfway, so anyone who gets 25 points, they will receive a prize. At this point, it's still to be determined what that will be. And then any student who completes all 50 points will receive a finisher prize. So there's potentially 2 prizes that all students are eligible to receive. And then once you finish your 50 points, those students are entered into a opportunity drawing that we host at our finale celebration event. And that's where we draw one lucky student who will win a free semester of tuition. So that is the kind of big incentive for joining. Along with that, at our finale event, there's other ways to win some opportunity prizes. There's food, a lot of fun activities, basically a program that if you're a student, I wouldn't want to miss out on it. So it is something that we really pride ourselves in. It's been happening since 2011. So this will be our 11th year. And we are excited to keep offering it and having our students participate and see all the benefits and the excitement that they get out of it. And then the SRWC Go is our app. We also, it's a way to log in via an app, but we also have an online version as well. But this is basically how students will enter into the facility. So the QR code on the screen can be scanned so that you can get the link to download that app. There's an option for Android phone users and iPhone users, so it's eligible for any phone that students may have. And then through that app, like I said, is how your students would manually enter into the facility. So you can kind of see on the display photo, there's a little barcode looking thing. That's what they would press to pull up a barcode, and that member barcode would be what they scan at the gates to get in through the facility. And there's a bunch of little icons that are on the screen that you can see as well. And so those all kind of pertain to the different departments, so they can book certain things, make reservations, pay for certain classes or personal training. The app is very, diverse as far as what students can do without, having to actually come into the building and talk to a person or, interact with somebody. And then in order to download the app and log in, students will use their single sign-on. So that's something that hopefully throughout SOAR and as they come into the semester, they will be very familiar with. And it's basically the same way they log into their beach board and anything they access for school is how they log into that app.
Great. So to find out a little bit more about us, I would recommend checking out our website. The SRWC Go app that Lana just talked about is definitely something that would help your students out a bunch, especially getting it downloaded, filling out the facility waiver, and then that way they'd be ready to go and get in the facility when school starts. Also, many of the programs sign up start the first day of school, and some of those fill up pretty quick. So kind of getting a jump on that is a good plan or a good thing to do. We also have Beach Sync, which you can go check out some of the events through there. Our SRWC website calendar, our ASI event calendar, which is just everything ASI. And then another recommendation would be signing up for our rec report. And so that's just finding out more about what's happening within the rec and just other things that your students may want to know. Leona, did you want to expand on any of that?
Not really. The rec report is basically a bi-weekly newsletter that anyone can sign up for. So, even if you want to receive it as parents, you can sign up and just kind of see what's happening. We highlight various things happening throughout the facility. So yeah, it's just a bi-weekly newsletter that we email out to anyone who opts in to receive it.
And I suppose I would go ahead and also add in another resource for your students. And that is if they are looking for campus employment, usually I Google SRWC or ASI SRWC jobs, and there's a lot of jobs that are being offered or being posted for ASI and the SRWC. So if your students are looking for some employment on campus, definitely check us out. So at this point, any questions for us about our facilities, services, programs, events, anything?
Alrighty, folks. And yes, we actually had a couple questions that were emailed in earlier. But as a reminder, folks, in the event that you have some question you want to ask, go ahead and run your mouse towards the bottom of your screen, and you'll see a toolbar that pops up. You'll select Q&A, and then in that Q&A button that pops up, you'll be able to ask your questions. So with that being said, some of the questions that were asked were actually already offered, but can you please remind the folks in the audience the type of fitness classes that y'all offer during the semester?
Sure. So we have Group X classes, which again is like yoga, ab burner, butts and guts. Lana, help me out with some of these. I know you know some off the top of your head. Some of the HIIT classes.
Yeah, our popular ones are like yoga, Zumba, HIIT, body sculpt, spin, and then depending on like instructor availability, sometimes we have Pilates. I think those are kind of the main just like group X classes that are included in the students' tuition. But there's also the instructional fitness classes, which Chris mentioned. So those are a slight fee. They're usually about 6 weeks in duration, twice a week. So 12 classes. They're small groups, so it's very limited, so that you can get more individualized attention, and it's periodized so that the class is structured, from the first week to the last week, in a way that's geared towards the participants. And so right now at the moment, we offer Pilates reformer, boxing, and Chris, I think I'm missing one.
The LB49.
Yeah, LB49, which is
I hit that
basically
workout.
a workout in the functional strength area.
Thanks, folks. Question just popped up. What kind of employment is available at your facility? Is it personal training? Is it being a coach, or is it being a ref? What's available?
The personal training.
I think just asking about jobs, like what kind of jobs are offered at the rec.
Oh, so all of those departments that I kind of went through before, all those departments hire, and it really depends on what people are looking for. So, for instance, with membership services, people would be working like the front line, and then working with our clients that come in. Within our fitness department, we do have personal trainers, we do have instructors, we do have our frontline staff or weight room attendants, we do have beach balance assistants. We have some part-time professional positions, such as our massage instructors, and rock and outdoor adventure. We have outdoor trip leaders. We have climbing wall attendants. Let's see, yeah, other things there. The gear rental program. Oh, I didn't actually talk about the gear rental program. Yeah, we rent gear, so everything that you could ever imagine, as far as like camping stuff, or even like canoes, kayaks, paddle boards, all of that. So everything outdoors we have available to rent. So anyways, job with that would be the outdoor equipment rental person. And then within our rec sports, we do have our inclusive, what, Lana, what's the inclusive title? Inclusive sports attendant?
It's equipment, I think, attendant, but it does include like the inclusive portion. We do have an inclusive lead, which is kind of specific to just one person who oversees that aspect of the department. But most of our intramurals department is the equipment checkout, which includes like maybe refereeing, being a league supervisor, and then also planning and coordinating the inclusive events that we have.
And then for aquatics, we have lifeguards, and then we have building management, which is in our facility operations side of the house. Yeah, so there's plenty of jobs within the Student Recreation Wellness Center. Again, check those out at SRWC or ASI SRWC jobs, and then go to the apply here button, click that, and that will open up all the jobs within ASI, including the ones that are posted for SRWC.
Awesome, thank you, folks. Question popped up was when's the busiest time to go into this SRWC? Is there time to avoid?
I would say the busiest times are 4 to 6 is probably one of the busiest times within the rec center during the week. Not necessarily that you need to avoid it. There's plenty of space, as we talked about before, with 126,000 square feet of the facility. You can always find a little notch to kind of hide away in and get your workout in, or do other odds and ends. Lana, do you want to kind of expand on our busy times?
Yeah, I would say 4 o'clock and stretch it till probably like 8-ish, because it's really the times that people are off class time and then work. So if students, come from maybe a full day of working, they'll come after. Plus our alumni members are mostly, working adults who have graduated and have a traditional like 8 to 5, 9 to 6, whatever. So 4 to 8 is probably our busiest time, Monday through Thursday. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are pretty open just across the board. They're a little slower. Our next busy time would probably be like that lunchtime window. Again, it's a time where faculty and staff on campus have lunch break and they come utilize the facility. It's, students' lunch break. And that's usually within like 11 a.m. to like 1, maybe to 2. So those are the 2 busy times. But again, it's never going to be a time where you're in here walking around trying to find something. There is a lot, that we have a lot of space. So there's no time to really avoid unless you really just want a nice quiet morning and come right at 6 a.m. because that's truly the best time.
Thanks, Liana. And they're gonna go off of that. The question that was asked is, what are the hours of the facilities? I'm assuming it's from 6 to 1.
Oh, so we open at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. We close at 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday. We close at 9 p.m. on Friday, and then on the weekends we are open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So those are our fall hours.
And I would
Fantastic.
recommend staying connected through our website and just checking in for different department areas. So some locations such as our aquatics area closes 30 minutes prior to the rec's closing, and then our rock and outdoor adventure. So the rock wall is open from 3 onward. So just kind of sticking with the website is usually a good place to go for all those kind of sub-department areas within the SWC.
Great. Let's see. Is there a service or part of facility at a charge? Or sorry, is any service or part of facility at a charge?
Yes, so the instructional classes, as we mentioned, those are something that if someone wants to participate in, that would be an additional fee. The equipment rental, as far as like outdoor checkout stuff, so not like the basketball and the sports equipment, but if someone wanted to check out a sleeping bag or a tent or just anything to use to take outdoors for some kind of adventure, that does come with a fee. It's all very minimal fees. Our massage therapy, if you want like a traditional, 30, 45, 60-minute massage, those are a fee. Personal training, any safety that you're going to do. So our CPR classes, lifeguarding, our pro shop, I don't know if we mentioned that, but we also have like a little shop housed at the intramurals desk with a bunch of miscellaneous items that people may need throughout the day and might have forgotten at home. So we sell, almost anything you can think of that you might have forgotten, like a hair tie, socks, sunscreen, just little items, deodorant. So those obviously come with a cost. Our intramurals leagues, are they $15, Chris?
They're $20. So you would just be able to participate in intramural leagues is $20, and that's for all of the leagues. So you could just participate in soccer, or you could participate in soccer and everything else. So it's $20 to be able to participate in our intramural leagues. And then with all of the charges in our facility, or the few that we do have, we're really not trying to make money. We're more just trying to kind of cover some of the cost there. So these are very competitive with anything that actually you'll never find prices like this kind of in the outside. So this is for our students, and we're here to serve our students. So everything's pretty much pretty affordable for your students and for you if you are participating.
Great. Let's see. How long can a student keep the materials in a locker while they're at the rec?
So Leanna, go for it.
Yeah, I believe it's technically 4 hours. I don't know if we covered this or if you knew, probably not, but our lockers are digital lockers. So the students do not have to bring a lock. It's, a digi lock that people come in, set their own combo for the time of their workout, and then remember that combo to open it up and take their stuff. So I think what we have like marketed is a 4-hour time limit. Those are free, but as Chris mentioned a little earlier, we also offer locker rental service. So if a student, was more concerned about like, I don't have somewhere to keep my stuff all day long, but like I want to use the gym in the morning before all my classes or after all my classes in the evening, they can rent a locker, and that is their locker to keep for the entire academic year. And it's, only accessible to them. They're the only ones who know the combination, and no one will touch it. They don't have to, move stuff. It can be whatever they want to keep in there until that locker rental period is up. So there's, a couple options depending on that, but 4 hours is kind of the time limit that they run out for after being used.
Thanks so much. Question that came in is it accessible? Is the rec accessible for a few months at least once college is done with?
Unfortunately, no. So if a student graduates in December, so sometimes we do have students that graduate in the fall and not traditionally after like a whole academic year, their tuition does cover all the way through the winter session. So if they were one of those students who graduated, yes, they would have access through winter. But if someone graduates in May, that's when their membership ends. So they would at that point become alumni and then can choose to take advantage of their free week, because we do offer a free week for all alumni members. And then from there, if they did want to use the facility, they could, sign up for membership, or they could sponsor themselves as a guest for $10 a day if they, just wanted to pop in every now and then. So yeah, unfortunately, it does not extend past the time of their tuition that's paid for the facility.
Great. Thank you again. Let's see. How long can you check out of volleyball for?
Until the rec closes.
Easy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. See. Is there a water fountain and wipes complimentary?
There's filtered water locations throughout the rec center. There's water fountains. Lana, have we turned those on yet, or are those still off?
I don't believe we've turned them on yet, for just COVID reasons. I don't think we've been approved, but yeah, we have our hydration stations. And then we have wipes throughout the facility, like kind of almost you can't miss the wipes. So we're very clean here on top of our cleaning crew. So, we do kind of put it on our members to take responsibility and wipe down their equipment after use. But we also have a crew that's cleaning all the time in our facility. So that's one of the things that we get noticed about when people take tours, or just our members who have been members at a traditional commercial fitness facility, is that they're just very impressed with how clean we're able to keep the building, especially with how large it is. So yeah, no need to worry about that.
Great. Let's see. Question about intramural sports. If a student were to sign up for intramural sports, would they only compete with people that are in the league, or would they compete with students that are from other universities?
They would compete with ones that are in the league. There is opportunities that sometimes we can take advantage of. So where we do through one of an institution called NERSA, we have sent students before in the past to that, but that depends on kind of how NERSA is doing and organizing things, and that's kind of like a countrywide thing that oversees is our Association for All of University Collegiate Recreation Facilities. But for the most part, the answer is yes, all students at this university.
Filling in a little bit on that, if a student was looking for something a little bit more competitive, that did involve competing against other schools, but not necessarily being on like the official school soccer team or basketball team, there's club sports. So that is something we have on campus. We don't run that, so that really has nothing to do with us. We do collaborate with them just, by cross promoting, but there is a club sports department that offers tons of different activities and sports that our students are looking, again, for that more competitive edge where they're competing with their team or with their school, but against other schools. That's what they would want to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. I saw in the video that there was a student napping in a hammock, question mark. Do you all offer spaces for students to nap in?
We do have a hammock program. So we used to have well-rested Wednesdays where we'd set up hammocks in our back room of the beach bounce area. And yes, we have that going on. And then we have hammock town. So we'll have hammocks for students to be able to relax in outside as well. I feel like you can pretty much do everything at the rec center. So you can eat here, you can kind of like take naps here, work out here, shower here, and even study and do some of your virtual classes here. So it's almost like a one-stop shop, unless you have to actually walk to classes.
Awesome. I'd remind folks we have time for a few more questions, but once again, go ahead and input them in the Q&A portion, and we'll get through as many questions as we can. And for all of our folks watching us on Facebook World, please continue to ask questions in the chat. How much is a guest pass? Do you allow guests?
Yeah, guest passes are $10 a day per person. As far as the guests, the rules for guests, so a student is able to bring up to 2 guests per day. There's also a few rules for that guest. So we have our COVID policies. And so any guest who comes to the facility does have to show proof of full vaccination, which includes at least 1 dose of the booster. If they don't have that, then the other bypass is a negative COVID-19 PCR test. And it has to be valid as far as like the date they bring that test in, it has to be within 72 hours. So if it's a week old test, unfortunately, we can't accept that. So we are very strict and follow the campus guidelines for anyone who comes in this building. And then the other rule for guests is that they have to be accompanied by their sponsor, which for, your students would be the student. So they have to come in with the student and leave with the student. It can't be like I'm checking my guest in and I'm going to go to class while they're working out. So there is, a few rules, but we do offer guests. We have a lot of people that bring guests. It's one of, I feel like our most popular daily services. And it's $10 for the whole day, meaning they can come back and use the facility again in that same day, but they must be accompanied by their sponsor.
Thank you so much. Let's see. Are students able to are students able to use the facility during the breaks like summer and winter break?
Yeah, this facility can be used at all times of the year, but the tuition is what decides if they have to pay out of their pocket at the front desk or if they have access. So a student has access. If they're fall enrolled, they have access from the first day of the semester, which this year is August 22nd. And then they'll have access all throughout the winter break as well. And then if they're spring enrolled, their membership will just keep on being active. So if they're going to be here for the full academic year, they'll have active membership paid through their tuition from August 22nd through May 17th or whatever the last day of the semester is. But once that date happens, if they're not going to take summer classes, then they are no longer considered a currently enrolled student. They're not paying tuition for the facility or for the university. So they would have to pay a summer membership fee to use the building if they wanted to work out over the summer. And so our summer membership fee starts on the first day after the semester ends and is $94 from that day through the whole summer, but it's prorated. So if your student, maybe is going to be gone for July and June, they can come on August 1st and it would be whatever that prorated amount is. So the $94 is really only effective for 1 day of the summer, and then each day it's a little bit cheaper.
Thank you so much. We have time for a few more questions. Is there a place for students to buy snacks in the facility or near the facility?
Yes. So we have Shake Smart, which is a vendor that's in our facility. We have Every Table, which has some other items that they can get out of a little kind of refrigerated type thing. And I would like to let Leanna kind of expand on that because she loves Shake Smart and all of the shakes.
Yeah, so Shake Smart is basically what the name says. It's a shake place. But to me, it's more of what you would think of as a smoothie, but they don't like to call them smoothies. So it's, focused around like healthy eating options. There's a bunch of different shake options, but there's also food options. So they have, breakfast types of food, sandwiches. They also have like a little convenience store that sells different types of beverages and like workout bars. And as Chris mentioned, the Every Table is just a little fridge service that they twice a week come put fresh food in there. You swipe your debit card to make your payment and open the fridge to take out whatever items you want. So those are the two in-house eating options. And then very close by is the Outpost, which is one of our on-campus restaurants. So that's like a full service restaurant. So if they were kind of looking for more of like a full-on lunch or full-on breakfast or dinner, that is the closest place that they could go, and they have tons of options there, and they're very tasty there as well.
Great, thank you so much. Let's see, time for one last question. Let's see. Um, does the rec center have showers available for students?
Yes, we have showers available for our members to be able to utilize. And so, yeah, full-size lockers with, or locker rooms with lockers, showers, restrooms, pretty much everything that everybody would need. And there's even shampoo and body wash that's kind of like attached to the wall. You can obviously bring your own too. I know Leanna would probably never use the ones that are on the wall, but I would. So yeah, and then those also exit into our aquatics area. So students come in, change, and go straight to the aquatics area if they want to be out in the pool, lounging on our pool deck, swimming, utilizing the rolling log, or participating in some of the activities up there.
Great. With that being said, folks, we have no time for questions. So I just want to say thank you all again for asking such phenomenal questions and taking the time to be with us. Now, before we head out, I do want to give both Chris and Liana just the opportunity first to say thank you for being with us today and answering all these questions, and also give you both a chance to say any words of advice to our parents and families before we head out, just to kind of ease their thoughts with the semester right around the corner. We'll start with Liana, and then we'll go with Chris.
All right. One thing that's not really a word of advice, but it kind of sparked my mind with the question about the jobs, in case you're thinking that the only jobs we offer are like rec center related. Like, yes, they are rec center jobs, but we have students of all different majors, of, you know, all different types of things they like. And so really any job in here is open to any type of student. If they're interested in rec, great. If they're not interested in rec, great. So yeah, if there's any concern about like, I don't want to do personal training or whatever, like we have a job for anyone who wants to apply. But my piece of advice, I think for me, I personally was a student here and was here on campus when there was no rec center. And so when the rec center did get built and open, it was very life changing. And I feel like it changed my life personally in like my own, well-being, but also when I applied here and became a student worker, it really made me feel connected to the campus. So whether, your student wants a job here or gets a job here or not, there's a lot of community in here, and you typically see the same faces as you come in the building. Our coworkers get to know our members because, they are very friendly, interactive, and I think it really just is a transformative environment for all your students, and something that can be very life-changing for those students who maybe are scared or don't know anybody or stressed. It just really opens a lot of avenues to succeed personally, professionally, and scholastically, just by coming in here and taking advantage of the space.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Also,
guess
thank you,
flowing over
Liana.
to me, just hearing Leanna talk, you can hear the passion that she has for kind of what we do here on campus. You can hear the dedication. We are here to serve the students, and we are here to help everyone succeed. And this is true for a lot of the staff that operate here on Cal State Long Beach campus. So just know that there's several people that are looking, or tons of people that are actually looking out for your students and are working towards helping them succeed. And I would say with that kind of advice would be, your students are paying for all of these resources that exist on campus through their tuition. And I would say utilize those resources. So definitely push your students, or, if you're on campus, definitely look around, see where these resources are, get acquainted to all of those, utilize the Student Recreation Wellness Center. Don't be afraid. And then this is like, more students that become involved socially and engage in things, they do kind of achieve scholastically, like Leanna was saying. So they're going to succeed academically when they have kind of some of those social connections that they develop, maybe through climbing at the rock climbing wall, going on a trip, or eating a meal at the outpost. So yeah, being involved is definitely something that I would say would really help your students and their success through their collegiate career. But yeah, eat the meal. So paying for it, utilize those services.
Thank you both, Chris and Liana. You both were phenomenal. I appreciate your time. And folks, if you have a chance to visit the rec, say hi to them. They're always around. They're always helping people out. And surely it's a pleasure having them both work here at CSULB. Now, That being said, folks, we know we went through a lot of information today. So, in the event that you have a question that you think of afterwards and you don't know where to start with office here at CSU. Will be at or in our PFO office. Our office is here to help you all out, and our phone number and email is on the screen. So, once again, in the event that you have a question or you don't know where to go to, please go ahead and give us a call, and we'll help you all out. That being said, we're constantly trying to improve our presentations. And so right now on the screen, you see a QR code that you'll be able to use your phone to scan and be able to let us know how you did. Along with that, there's a link in the chat that you'll also be able to click on to let us know how we did, how we can improve. If you are able to complete it, you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win some beach swag in our opportunity drawing. So please go ahead and do that. Do that and help us improve. That being said, we just want to say thank you again, everybody, for being with us today. We appreciate you all being here, and we know that the school semester is right around the corner. So you taking the time to learn about what resources we have and taking the time to see what we have to offer is extremely valuable to us and your students as well. And that being said, Chris, Liana, thank you again. I want to say thank you to our parents and families, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and as always, go beach. Take care, folks.